Hey, sixth graders, it's the science guy talking some language arts this morning. Just looking at the data and getting us ready for next week, where we will still be doing point of view, week number 2 for Wake Up. Couple disturbing trends, or at least one of them. The fact that 36 of you got zeros on your Wake Up notebook. We have been pretty specific about what we expect in Wake Up notebooks. Some of you apparently are not listening. So, if you're not sure what needs to be in your Wake Up notebook or how it's supposed to be formatted, you need to ask a teacher pretty quickly, okay? Or if you're just making sloppy mistakes, clean up the sloppy mistakes. Looking at our quiz from last week, like I said, we will be completing point of view Wake Up for a second week because we scored 67.18%. So after having a week where we kind of crushed place value, we are looking at quite a big task this week, or this second week coming up. You scored below last year's class, who scored 73%, but the good thing is that in week 2, they scored 90%. So it can be done. We can make that big jump if we work hard. One of my big concerns is of these 50 people that did not score a 4 or a 5, there were many of you that took the test in 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, which is not effective test taking strategies. So we'll be talking about that later. I'm going to close this down and I'm going to take a look at the 4 questions we struggled with. The one question we actually did quite well with was question number 2 here, the one from the Hunger Games. And it looks like 85% of us got that right. So that's the one question we did quite well with. It really seems to be that we are struggling with second person point of view, which is probably the most difficult. And there might have even been some things to kind of distract you here. We're going to talk about distractors later in the year, because if you just looked at the first word here, you saw the word my, and you've been told that my, I, those types of things mean that it's first person, and 29 of you answered it that way. But here's the problem. You have to take a look at who the person is talking to. And if you look later into the sentence, you see the word your, you see the word you see the word you again. So this is President John F. Kennedy talking to a group of people. If it was first person, he would be talking about himself in his own brain, kind of. But he is talking to a group of people, trying to motivate them to do something for their country. And that's what makes it second person. You can't just look at the first word. I would also go down to the question 4, which was the answer was also second person point of view. And I'm betting that if you were one of the 24 people that said first person, you clued in right on the word I'll. And you said, well, it's got the word I in it, so it's first person point of view. But you have to realize that the person is not speaking to themselves or not having a conversation in their own brain. They are talking to somebody else. I'll meet you when you're out the church at the back door. Okay, you need to hear me out, and they said, speak now. So, this person is talking to another person who is probably standing right in front of them, and that means this is second person point of view. Okay, the other 2 we struggled with were third person limited and third person omniscient. Okay, so in this one, question 3, something very painful was going on in Harry's mind. From Harry Potter. As Hagrid came to a close, he saw the blinding flash of green light. So everything is being told from Harry's point of view. That's what makes it third person limited. Okay, if we started getting Hagrid's point of view and conversations from other people, then it would be third person omniscient. But in this case, it is only being told from Harry's mind. And you see that in the first sentence, and that's what makes it limited. Going down to when the big red wolf could not blow down the third little pig's house of bricks, question 5, he became very angry. He knew this pig was clever and he would need to trick him by pretending to be his friend. As you go on, it starts talking about a conversation between the little pig and the wolf as you read down further after these three dots. And so once we have kind of a conversation going on between two characters, that is what makes it third person omniscient. So we'll be spending another week working on this. Remember, you can do this, and you have the task of trying to follow up last year's class of being another class that does not have to spend more than 2 weeks on any task. Part of that, though, is going to be focusing during wake up, making the corrections, asking questions if you don't understand. We need to take this seriously and come through with 85%. So good luck, and let's see if we can pull this off on Friday.